All right, look.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. It is 1 p.m., I'm sorry, 2 p.m. Here in the Eastern time zone in the United States. And so, welcome to everybody. This is a quick podcast with our students here today, my fellow scholars from Bowie State University. And our the class is called Media Literacy for Diverse Audiences. I'm Dr. Jane Cubbage, the instructor for the class, and I am joined by my wonderful and fabulous students. And I'd like to go around the room and have them all introduce themselves.
Hello, my
Starting off
name is
with,
Raheem. I'll go first. Hello, everybody. My name is Raheem Adams. I'm a sophomore here at Bowie State University. And yeah, ready to work.
okay,
I'll go next. I'm Antoinette. I'm a senior at Bowie State, majoring in psychology.
okay, okay. Welcome, welcome.
Can you hear me well? Is it freezing?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Um, I'll go next.
I don't know. I'm having
So,
a little
oh wait, I was just talking.
technical difficulties. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead,
Sorry.
Alasia.
okay.
Alasia, yeah, go
So,
ahead.
hi everybody. My name is Alasia Crump, and I am a sophomore at Bowie State University.
Okay,
That's it.
Algie. Who didn't go? Dead air. Go ahead.
All right, sorry. I'm just trying to get it all right. How you doing? My name is Algie Barry. I'm a at Bowie State. Actually, my last year, honestly, but classified as a junior.
Okay.
How
Let's
y'all
get them
know my
back.
name? How y'all know my name? Isaac Scott. I'm a senior at Bowie. I'm an early childhood special education major.
All right, that's what's up. Welcome to all of you, and thank you for joining us. This is y'all's idea. Everyone wanted to do a podcast, and so now here we are. And the subject of our podcast is media literacy in film today. So our class, Diversity Media Literacy for Diverse Audiences, covers a number of topics related to mass communication and media industries. And this week, our focus and topic is on film. A quick rundown for what we're going to do and the format for today's podcast. We will be talking and discussing various questions related to these topics: diversity, film, media literacy, in 4 segments. The first segment, which we are in now, is our introductory segment. And we're going to talk about our favorite film and maybe kind of kick the can around about why we like different genres in the film industries. The second segment will cover media literacy in film because we are here to talk specifically about media literacy. And then the third segment will talk about and discuss diversity in film. We'll also talk about some of our favorite famous movie lines in our final segment. Again, we're here for 1 hour and we are so delighted that you were joining us. So let's get started with the first segment and the questions in that segment. I'd like to go around the room and ask all of you, what is your favorite film? Well, first, let's start off with, what is your favorite genre of movies? Like, what do we like? Rom-com? What's good?
Horror.
I like comedies.
Okay. So we
I
got
like comedy and action.
horror, comedy, action. What else?
I like thrillers and action.
Okay. And so why are these your favorite genres? Tell us.
I like to laugh. I think I'm more of a jokester myself, so like I relate to that type of stuff.
Okay. Okay. Somebody
For
says,
me, I have like a very short attention span, so comedy and action normally keeps me like hooked throughout the whole thing. Horror too, but I can't watch horror by myself. So by myself, comedy and action movies are it.
got it. Got it. That makes sense. That makes sense. Very good. Very good. So out of these genres, do you have a favorite film? And what is it? What's your favorite film?
What is my favorite?
Honestly, I like movies that I can relate to. So I don't have a specific movie that I like. I mean that I just favorite because I think everything is equal. But I watch a lot of like white chicks and Little Man or stuff like that, like funny movies like that. I don't
Okay.
have a specific movie that I just like.
All right.
I have a lot of favorite films. Out of comedy, I would say like Step Brothers, or like he said, like White Chicks or Hangover or something like that. Out of action, just off the top of my head, I don't know if any of you all have seen it, but me and my mom are movie heads, and her favorite movie was The Warriors. It's like about like this street gang in New York in like the 70s, and it's pretty much like action for them trying to get back from like a meeting all the way back to Coney Island, and other gangs are trying to kill them. So just because I grew up watching movies with her, I like a lot of old action movies. So that's one of my favorite old action movies.
That's nice. That's good. That's what's up. Who else? Tell us.
I would happen to say one of my favorite movies. Oh, I got a couple. I like Stomp the Yard. I like Loving Basketball because they like the cliches of what people think love is and college is. So that's what I like. I also like Black Panther too as well. Mainly because you feel me, it was for our people, and then believe it or not, I was a Michael B. Jordan fan throughout the movie too. To be honest, like to me, he was our Malcolm. Like he was Malcolm. Black Panther was really, the peace and love, that type of stuff. I really like Michael B. Jordan, because I'm standing with Malcolm X between anything, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. Alasia. Favorite movies?
Okay, well, if we're talking about like just horror, since I just named that, I got a couple of favorite scary movies. Like I'll say, I definitely like the first three movies of the Chucky franchise. I'll say that, of course, those are my favorites there. And as far as something that I actually enjoyed, like because it actually scared me, I'll say The Conjuring. That was a really good scary movie.
Just
Wow.
a tidbit off of her, it's like I don't know what to call Chucky because I always thought it was a comedy. I'm like a Chucky fan, and I don't know if you consider that horror or
Yes.
even
Yeah, it's
thriller.
supposed to be a horror movie because it's like like when I was
That's
younger, when
horror,
I was
isn't
like
it?
5, I was terrified of him. But then it's like when you get older, you realize he's hilarious. Like,
He's hilarious. That's what I'm saying. Like it's all jokes. Like a doll is really killing people. Come on now, you could have easily
I don't know what it
yeah,
is. I
like
hate that little dog.
It's a possessed dog. That's
Right.
not. It's
Yeah,
possessed.
Nah,
that's what I'm
definitely
saying.
is
this
Like
real
possessed,
Chucky
bro.
is hilarious. Like
that,
how he is
that little
funny.
dog's scary. You're in a dark place and you just start thinking about that little dog.
all you gotta do is
I
kill him,
have the
though.
doll.
He's so
Oh yeah, you need to put some sage up in your
He's
house.
Oh, we say, but
yeah, he
he
below
right. I have
I
the
once
he
doll.
bought a,
below
doll-
my
I
knees. So
bought a
like
doll. My niece and my friends, they were mimicking the doll and said it was Chucky's little wife. And I was like, y'all, and they were trying to make it scary like Chucky. I didn't think it was funny, and I think Chucky is a real horror movie, not a comedy.
See
Nope.
what had happened? How I got the doll? I didn't ask for it. I got it because one of my friends knew I loved Chucky, and they thought that I would be scared getting the doll in person. But I kept it for years. Like I'll eventually sell it, but
Where is
I'm
it?
not scared of no doll.
yeah.
Where
Can
is
you show us it?
You want
Do you
to?
have
I
it
had
with
it on
you?
the
I want to
storage,
see it.
but I literally have it. You want to see it?
Yeah, I want to
Yes,
see it.
Yeah.
yes.
Bring the dog.
Yes,
Yeah,
bring it. Bring
it up.
Chucky. We'll wait. We'll wait. Okay, so while she's going to get Chucky, and that'll be a special treat, everybody.
Definitely.
Blast from the past. Are the movies that you named, are these your favorite movies of all time, or is that just sort of like what you like what's good now? Do you have an ultimate favorite movie of all time that you enjoy?
I think
Chucky, see?
one movie that I would just say that I genuinely just love to death is like Don't Be a Menace.
Mm, yeah.
Like I can't get over that movie. It's just it teaches you lessons. It just taught me a lot. Like growing up,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I watched that movie and then I started just thinking about possible things that could happen. Like when we're like younger and stuff like that, we just like have a so open mind. We think nothing can happen to you. Then I watched that movie and then it made me look at maybe look at life different. Is what I'm
yeah,
saying.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. That's
Yeah.
good. That's really good. That's good. We'll talk more about like how movies impact our life in the last segment. One other question: does anybody else want to weigh in and add to it in the time we have left? Like what's your favorite of all time? Like just that movie that you know what? Whenever it's on, I could watch it, pop it and play. It's just like my movie. Like that's what I'm down with.
For me, I would say it's Forrest Gump. Um, that's my favorite movie.
Okay.
Um, it's kind of like no matter what movie. I love comedy movies, so like anything. I guess I love simple comedy, something that probably a lot of people wouldn't find funny, or something honestly that kind of mimics somebody or something like that. It's kind of at times it isn't the best, but it's really funny to me, and different lines in the movie or different things you get to see in the movie. It's a movie where you get to see an element of everything. Oh
Look,
Lord.
Chucky is here, y'all. Oh, he is looking toe up from the floor up. Let me see.
Yo,
He got a black eye.
Don't do
can
him. He
like
looks the
that.
same.
He got a knife.
So
You sleep with that in your house?
keep it there in your house.
I think
You have it
would.
staring at
I
you
think
when you wake up.
could.
You said
Is
what?
it in your room? Is it in your bedroom, or do you have him
It's not
stored
in my
somewhere?
room.
Where is
It's
it?
in the
Storage?
closet
Crazy.
closest to the door, which is basically storage.
Yeah, you're crazy for that.
So what if you wake up one day
Let's
and
be
that
nice.
Nah,
door
that's
is cracked?
funny, but I like the dog though. I like the dog.
Yeah, he was cute. He's a nice effect. I think he added flavor to our experience today. I like the knife, the black eye. I got it. I mean, let's not hate on Chucky. He might come and find y'all a little later on. Hmm.
You come home one day
No,
and
we
that little
not.
dog sitting on
We
your couch.
gotta get that.
I'm just joking with y'all. Okay, so in the movies that you all like, what messages are being sent in the movies that you all name? Stomp the Yard, Love and Basketball, The Warriors, White Chicks, Little Man, Hangover. Like, what are some messages and themes that are present in the movies? One, to make them your favorite, and what do you think the producers of these films are trying to say? What are they trying to talk about and convey to you all, to the audiences in
Can I
general?
say something?
Yes,
Oh,
you
okay.
can.
So, I mean, since I named Chucky, it's kind of a lesson in that, kind of. It's a more of a common sense thing. So, I say one thing: don't buy a doll off the street for your kid next time because you were being cheap. That's literally what happened in the first one. Her son wanted the doll. Her son wanted the good guy doll, but she couldn't afford it because it was like $100, I think. And so she went to go buy it off the street from some homeless man. That should have been a red flag, like right there. Why are you buying anything from a homeless man? Like, I don't care how bad my son wants something. If I can't afford it, if I can't afford to get it like for real, I'm not buying it for him. And she unleashed that whole thing on him and the whole family because she was being cheap. I mean, she was trying to just make her son happy, but no, that
Well,
whole thing could
maybe
have been
on the
avoided.
budget
Why would you
though.
buy a dog
It was a
for free?
hookup man deal.
Can I
You
add
know,
more to
She
that?
Yeah,
really bought a doll off the
yes. Who wants to go in? Yes, yes, yes.
I was going to add more to what she said. Not necessarily Chucky because I don't consider him horror, but when it comes to other dolls like Annabelle and stuff that were like based on true
Mm-mm.
stories and true events, I feel like it's definitely a common sense thing. When it comes to spirits or anything like that, why would you stay somewhere where you know it's possessed? Why would you keep something in your home that you feel is like, you know, I just in our culture, and I'm just speaking. Once we get the feel of something being weird, I got one time to hear a voice in this house.
We gone.
I'm out of here. Like it's one time. I don't need to nothing. I don't hear voices regularly. So one time I hear a voice and it don't
I
sound
got a
like
question.
my man Jesus upstairs talking to me or like, positivity or anything. Anytime I'm thrown off, my energy thrown off, I'm leaving. They'll sit
Yeah.
there and be like, maybe we should call a priest. Maybe the
Yes.
little kid is doing weird stuff and it's just a lot. And I just be like, y'all, at this point, y'all deserve it.
So are all horror movies life lessons? Algie, you had a question. You wanted to make a statement.
Yeah.
I want y'all to think about that rhetorically. Are all horror movies, do they have a message of like, just use common sense? That's like a thing. But go ahead, Algie.
So I don't know. This probably I
Yeah.
don't know why it came across my head, but so say you sitting in a nail salon, like might be sitting in the barbershop, right?
Yes.
and somebody comes in and, like my daughter, she loved the little American Doll for a period of time. But say, that doll was like $90 at the time, $100, $120 maybe now.
Okay.
Say somebody walking in, it's like, I got two for $100, got two for $80, Or you sitting in the nail salon or barbershop, somebody coming in with some deodorant, like, I got 5 for 10. Like, two of them cost $8. Like, all right, give me
Right.
that. Like, I
Right.
need that. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm sitting in there and they coming in with two Chucky dolls, and I don't know that this little doll possessed, and they're like, all right, it's $100 doll. I give you 3 for 90. Let me get that.
Right. Right. On that note,
Now,
we need to move on to the next segment. That's good. That's good. Right. You're going to do whatever you have to do. Right. That's what you're
I'm
going
gonna
to
get
do.
that doll though. I'm gonna buy that doll.
Yes. 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 That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay. So now segment 2, media literacy and film. These questions are related specifically to media literacy. Okay. So question to all of you: how do you access film? What is the way that you access? Like, how do you get access to movies? You want to watch Chucky? You want to watch movies? What are you doing? How are you actually getting your access to film? You going to the movies? What are you doing?
I have this great thing called a Fire Stick, right? Okay.
Yes.
Me too. Yeah.
It's jailbroken. I don't know if I can say that on here, but let me tell you, it got everything on there. Who needs cable anymore? Like, plus a few streaming
Yeah, I was
apps,
very
but
sad.
everything is on the Fire Stick. Okay. And occasionally, if I do want to leave out and go to the movies, then yeah, but it's really no need for me to go to the movies.
Okay. Fire Stick. Fire Stick. All right. Who else? How else do you access movies? Yes, Raheem.
If I can't find it on like Netflix or Hulu or something like that, I go on the internet. It's pretty easy to find on the internet. You can watch anything on the internet. It's a thing called 123 Movies. I definitely just type in whatever movie I want to watch and then type in 123 Movies and they come right there. So that's another that's another way for me to watch movies that I can't find on like cable, or if I just want to watch that specific movie.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I've used that service too before when I just wanted to see a movie, and if I don't have to pay for it, why should I do that? If I can't find it after I've looked and searched, then I might stream something. So yes. How about anybody else? How are you accessing movies? How are you getting access to the movies that you watch and that you like to consume on a regular basis?
I have a Fire Stick as well. So
Okay.
at first I was so against, like, my dad wanted to cancel our cable. He didn't do it yet, but I was so against it. Like, I was just like, no, what are you canceling the cable for? But it's like, when you get a Fire Stick and like you get everything on there, like of course you got Netflix, you got Hulu, you got HBO Max, Paramount Plus, all that stuff. When you got all of that stuff, it's just like, it's like, who needs TV? I mean, cable anymore? Because it's like when you got Paramount Plus, you got all the Nickelodeon stuff on there for the most part. HBO Max has all the DC stuff that I like. And pretty much, literally, all the stuff that I actually will watch consistently is on my Fire Stick. Like, if I want to watch Euphoria, that's on HBO Max. If I want to watch Ghost, that's on Amazon Prime, whatever that thing is called. That's on there. Or my anime stuff. Like, it has everything on there. So I use my Fire Stick every day.
Okay. Good. Nice. 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 Anybody else? How are you accessing movies and film? Any other weigh-ins before we move to the next question?
I mean, I do. You can go ahead. You can go ahead.
Yeah, a little interesting way, just real fast. But for years, my grandmother, she doesn't believe in streaming, so like she has like every channel. So yeah, she still pays for cable. Like I say, probably $200 a month. So what I do is I've been trying to talk her out of it for a long time, but I just say, all right. So I logged in, made me a little account, and that's how I watch TV for the last. I moved out when I was 22, so 10 years I've been using it, and HBO Max, all of that. So
to be clear, you're doing the equivalent of what our parents, well, maybe not everybody's parents, but some people parents used to do back in the day, running wires for other people cable.
oh yeah,
You just logged in this time. That's
it's
smart.
just it's a whole legal operation, like Netflix, everything.
How is that legal?
It's pretty cool though.
And then also,
Because it's kind of like somebody.
The right login info.
Somebody's
legal.
paying for it. Like it's
Somebody.
under my email account. So every now and again she might say, "Hey,
So y'all
can
don't
you
like
pay the
hookup
bill
baby
until?"
dolls, right? Y'all don't like hookup baby dolls, but you like hookup cable and Fire Stick. That what
I
I'm
like
saying?
hook up everything. Don't get it twisted.
I'm saying.
Alasia don't like hook up baby dolls. What he was talking about with them American Girl dolls, I wanted one as a kid, and them dolls are expensive, so the
I did
accessories,
too.
all of that. So if somebody slid through the beauty supply store, I mean the beauty salon or whatever, like, oh, I got one of these drinks for 50. I have to pray on it and sage over it when I get home, honey, because I'm getting it.
Right, right. Got to do what you got to do. Yes. Understood. Okay, so that's good. So we access and we have multiple creative ways that we get access to film. All right. How do you analyze the messages? We were doing a little analysis in the first segment when we talked about why we like what we like, but analysis in this segment, how do you determine what you like? How do you determine like what's good or what's not good? For instance, I don't like horror films because I don't like having nightmares after I watch them. So my analysis of horror films is I'm good. There was a movie called oh my goodness, what was it movie with where the woman she hobbled the guy with the foot on the side of the foot. Anyway, I was just like, I can't watch horror movies, and that wasn't even really that bad. So I just I don't like horror. But how do you analyze? How do you determine what you like and what you don't like in movies?
If it's not funny, I don't like it. I'm just gonna be honest. I just don't like movies that I can't like have a good laugh at if I just think about it.
Yes. Okay, good. Thank you, Raheem. That's what's up. How
Me,
about anybody else?
for me, what determines whether it's good or not is if it can keep my attention. Cause like I have a short attention span. Like I could try to watch something new and then I would just sit there and get on my phone the whole time, and then before I know it, the whole movie's over. So if the movie gets me to pay attention, like literally eyes glued to the screen, then it's good. Then it's good.
Okay, good. If it keeps you like captivated. Good. That's good. That's a good comment. I think so. Yes. Thank you both. All right. So does anybody else want to weigh in how they analyze, how do they determine that what they like? How they know what they like when they watch a movie? Like what like, oh yeah, this is my movie. I like this. This is gonna be good. Like how do you determine that?
It's similar to both what Raheem and Alasia said for me. Um, and when it comes to action, I love action movies that like turn left at the end. Like in the beginning, you probably thinking like you know what's going to happen, but then the change of events like completely changes, and now you like you have to see what happens. Like I love movies that keep me engaged because
Yeah,
I don't know what it is with my attention span. As I get older, I just can't do it. So within the first 10 minutes, I know if I'm gonna like it or not.
right. I know that's right. That's
Yeah,
good.
definitely. It all depends within the first 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If it doesn't start off like how some movies start off slow and then like towards the middle, that's when you actually like get the whole purpose of the film.
Yeah.
It's just like slow starts aren't gonna get my attention like everybody else is saying.
Yeah. Yes. No, I get it. That makes sense. So it has to hook you in. You got to be like, all right, because otherwise it's like a few minutes and it's either on or off. Like, nah, let's move along. I get it. I get that. How do you evaluate? Next question is how do you evaluate? So then you have your you know what you like and whether or not it's going to hook you in. But once you find a movie that is hooked you in, do you know why you're hooked? Somebody said, I think it was Antoine and Raheem and Alasia, you guys kind of touched on the idea of it being captivating and moving, like the plots move at a rapid pace, rapid clip. So tell me, how does that, what about the rapid clipping and what in the rapid clipping and what components and elements of the movies make you feel like, you know what? Yeah, I like this. Like you like it, but do you know why? Are you like actively thinking and processing of like, why is this so good? Or is it's just so good?
For me, I like a complete story. And by that, I mean, I don't like a super long winded movie. So when it takes too long to get to the point, I feel like it's going to take too long to like solve whatever the problem is.
Okay.
So like I said, within the first 10 minutes, I mean, of course, the problem doesn't have to occur within the first 10 minutes, but if I see it leading to something within the first 10, 15 minutes, then I'll, be more interested in the plot. And then I'll be interested in how the plot gets solved. But I evaluate it based on I mean, I don't have like a point system as far as like how to evaluate it, but if it pretty much introduces the characters, the story, and it like flows how it's supposed to, then I'll be like, okay, that's a good movie. And then especially if it's like twists and turns in it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a real good movie. People should watch that. But if it's like blotchy or some parts you don't necessarily understand, like some of these Netflix movies, you can tell they put them together in a couple of months. Like it'll be a good plot, but the way they try to execute it, it's just like, all right, you're missing some steps. Like Tyler Perry, for instance, even though he's not one of my favorite people. We'll use the movie with Taraji when she went crazy, right? It was so many different scenes, and it's just like, how did that happen? Like when they got on the boat, how did she get on the boat? How did she end up on the boat with them? Where, like, how did she just appear on a yacht? Like stuff like that. It's just like, what is going
That's
on?
called
Like,
continuity.
like
Continuity.
what happened? How did you get a speedboat and follow? Like, were you hiding away? Like, what was going on? So it's just little stuff like that. It's just like, okay, this movie gives me kind of low budget because it's not fully thought out. Like that could have been an extra scene where she's like plotting to take over the yacht or something like that. It made it more interesting than just her appearing in a wedding dress on a yacht in the middle of the ocean. Like, girl.
Bye. Well, Netflix, what about The Harder They Fall? Isaac, you wanted to weigh in.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, to me, when I know a movie good, it's like it send chills through your body when a certain scene happen, or when you at the movie theater, you get to stand up and agree with what was said. Like, I never forget. I actually got the quote when I was watching Black Panther when Michael B. Jordan at the end of the movie, he said, "Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors who jumped from ships because they knew that death was better than bondage." Like, I really like that. You feel me? Because it was like I felt that, like, yeah, like,
You
we
want to
no
say
disrespect.
the last
So
segment? Yeah.
yeah, no disrespect. Oh, I'm gonna save it for the last one, but yeah, we're gonna talk about it more. It's just you get that feeling through your body, like that's how I judge a movie.
How it makes you feel. Ooh, that's rich. That's rich. Okay, so we ended up like these segments are going by fast, and I'm liking that. So we have 3 minutes left. We still have two other questions. How do you produce movies? Like I don't know if any of you have cinematic aspirations. You want to be a film producer or a director. Yet we all produce kind of our own movies. If we have our phones, like that's making a movie. How do y'all do? How do y'all do that? How do you produce movies? How do you replicate what you see on screen and on
All
cinema?
right, so I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm a content creator, so I work with everybody. So I'm actually about to shoot a short film called Decisions. It's basically going to tell a story about how it is. I don't know. I'm not trying to go into full detail, but I am about to shoot a short film. It's called Decisions, and we'll definitely discuss that over the few.
Okay, so coming up, stay tuned. So Raheem
Yeah.
is
To answer your question, I feel as though that, like I said, I want to get people's attention. So if you don't get people's attention, 9 times out of the 10, nobody's gonna watch your film. Or if you do have a big time like ending to it, nobody's gonna want to tune into part two. Just think about it. Everybody says part two is supposed to be better than the original, but that's 50-50 because I know some films that start off with a good original, but their part two is like completely different. So
right.
it's like I can't really speak on that, but the part two is supposed to be better than the first.
Okay, good. Anybody else? What do you do? How do you produce media messages? I mean, film messages. We don't.
Now
If
that I
nobody has
finally got
anything,
back in here, um, sometimes you do like a GoPro, upload it into
okay.
upload it into my tablet, and I'll go through the different clips and different stuff like that and try to create something.
Yeah,
Um,
nice. That's good.
I
So in the
missed a lot
minute,
of stuff, but
yeah, that's good.
sorry,
That's
my
good.
connection was
So
horrible.
nice. Raheem, do you have a DSLR camera that you're using? What are you using to do your film?
I have a Sony and a DSLR camera. It's called a Canon SL2, which I'm gonna be
Okay,
shooting my pictures and stuff with. But it also can shoot videos.
right.
But
Yes.
the Sony, it has a better like cinematic type of look to it. Like I think that it's just better for films. Everybody uses it for film, so
Nice.
I definitely have that. I'm shooting
It's
with
a really good camera.
E7II, which is
Okay.
actually one of the better cameras. So
Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so we have about 30 seconds left in this segment. How do you act upon media messages, the film messages that you see? When I say act, like what do you do about the movies? Do you watch them again? Do you recommend them to other people? Do you go on Rotten Tomatoes? What do you do and rate them? How do you act on the messages that you see? And even some of the things that you
all three of them. If
okay,
it's trash, I'm throwing tomatoes. If it's good, I'm recommending it to my friends. And yeah, so
okay, that's what's up. How about the rest of you? We can extend for a minute.
We hit the group chats. We let you know if it's trash, if it's good or not. Um, I tend to stay off of Twitter when a new movie come out because of the ratings. Yeah,
Spoiler alerts.
you just let them know. If it's
Yes.
good, it's good. If it's
Nice, 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 nice. All right. Okay. Good, good, good. Anybody else before we move on to the next segment? No? Okay. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So, segment three, we're going to talk about film and diversity. So, this is African American History Month, February. In fact, today we want to make a note of the numerical day today. Today is February 2nd, 2022. All twos. Who plays the lotto? Anyway, so, and we have another opportunity for the same repetition on the 22nd of this month, February 22nd, 2022. So think about that. 2020, 22 is a higher order number. So that's like, a thing in terms of just elevating. So that's maybe a good thing for us while we are doing this on our quadruple 2 days. So anyway, when we get to this, we are in African American History Month, and I want to talk to all of you about diversity. And name a fun fact. First, we're going to start off with name a fun fact or statistic that you'd like to share about African American cinema.
I don't think mine is a fun fact, but I'm just confused at the fact as to why Angela Bassett still does not have an Emmy.
You mean an Oscar?
Oscar and is it Oscar or Emmy?
Well, the Academy Award is an Oscar.
Oh, it's an Oscar.
Yes.
So I feel like a lot of very talented, very notable Black actors and actresses are being snubbed and continue to be snubbed. So when it comes to, I don't know how, they do the film, like how they, I know with like music awards, it's like our vote in most cases, but when it comes to film, I'm not sure how that goes. But I just know that a lot of Black actresses and actors are definitely snubbed when it comes to accolades.
Yeah, they have an actor, a Black woman who's on the committee, the Academy Committee, the Academy of Motion Pictures and Sciences out in Los Angeles. But I think she's the first Black person to even sit on the committee. So that's a whole other thing. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There was also a campaign a few years ago called Oscars So White, hashtag Oscars So White, because of the lack of diversity in the Academy. Um, Okay, that's good. That's good. Any other fun facts? We'll talk about that in a moment, more about it. Any other fun facts?
yeah, I don't think I have a fun fact.
None? Okay. Anybody else want to share something fun or something interesting or compelling?
I have a fact.
Yes.
Haiti McDaniel,
Hattie. Mm-hmm.
Hattie McDaniel. She was
Yes.
actually the first Black person to win an Oscar.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. That's correct. She was for her role in
Gone with the Wind. I
yes.
hate that it was her being a slave. I hate that, but that's the reason why we on this segment now. How Black people are portrayed and the reason.
Yes.
Because why
Yes.
she had to be a slave, we will never know. But congrats to her.
Yes, 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 yes. That's good. That's a good point. Sidney Poitier was the first male to win, African American male. Actually, he's from the Bahamas, but still a person of African descent to win and the Academy Award for Best Actor. And he won his, I think it was in 1962 or something like that. And so yeah, those are the first two, and then it took a while for us to get more. So it was a while. Like we hadn't been getting the Academy Awards in a while. So that's good. So tell us from that perspective, why is it important for other people to know about the history of African Americans in film? Because it's not widely discussed and not widely celebrated. And there are many, many accomplishments, as we saw from the video clip the other day about African Americans in film and the history. There's a lot going on that even we don't know. So why is it important, do you think, for other people to know about African American history in film?
I think.
Oh no, you can go. Whoever was about to speak.
Anthony, go ahead.
I feel like it's important because, not to be biased or anything, but like Black people create a lot of content and always have. Even when they were sharecroppers, slaves, and stuff, they were still finding ways to depict us on TV, whether it be pickaninnies or blackface or whatever. We were their entertainment. So for us to break through in the industry and do all that we've done, become great producers, produce, have our own production companies, become like the top actors and actresses and all of that. I feel like it's good to know where it started from. It's good to see how we progress. And I could be being biased, but I just feel like Black people are the standard. I stand for my people, So if it weren't for us in a lot of industries, across a variety of industries, they wouldn't have the swag, the style, the content, nothing. So
That part right there. Yes. Yes. Yes, Antoinette. Yes. We are the standard. Say that again for the people in the balcony. Yes. And a lot of what we do is actually appropriated and adopted in other races, and we don't get the credit. And so people don't know exactly all that we've done because no one's paying attention. And the presumption is we're not bringing anything to the table, except that we bring everything to the table, including the table and the chairs. Yep, that's true. So true. Raheem, you were going to weigh in on this as well. Why is it important for other people to know about the history of African Americans in film?
I mean, I feel as though like movies like Selma really tell the story
Yes.
of about how, I don't know. I just think that films really bring out more information than the books. We're not reading them. So I think film is the only other way we can really understand our history or really see it. Because some people are like more visual, like they need to actually see it than rather hear about it in a lecture or something.
Yes. Well, why so film is a way to bring books to life, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Understood. And so then let's move on to the next question. What do you feel about the state of diversity in movies today? Do you feel like movies are diverse enough? We talked about this earlier before we got on in our pre-podcast discussion. Are films diverse enough? What do you think about the state of diversity today?
I feel like they're more diverse than they were, decades ago, of course. But I feel like it still could be more. I believe I mentioned that it also depends on probably the channels that you're looking at. Because if you're probably basic cable channels, you're more likely to see diversity on those channels just because they're appealing to a broader audience. But if you look at like premium channels like HBO, Showtime, or something like that, then most of their top shows or movies that they show are majority white or majority Black. It's not too much diversity. And if it is, I feel like it's the wrong depiction. But that's another story. So I feel like it could be more diversity across the board, but we have came a long way as far as depicting other cultures and ethnicities, races, however you want to go about it in film today.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And so why is it? Does anybody else want to weigh in on what Anthony said?
Nah,
Yeah.
she's
Okay.
getting right on the money.
Okay. So why is it important that we discuss diversity and representation when we talk about film? Like why is that? Like we know we got a little ways to go, but why is it important?
Because in the society that we live in today, where the world is black and white right now, we want to make sure that we reaching all types of audience in our films because, like 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 Raheem said, people don't read a lot of books right now, so we gotta be able to what is it? How can I say it? Adapt to change. So with the streaming services that we have, Netflix and Hulu, we should be able to have different types of movies. Like now, I'm pretty sure if you go on Netflix now, it's a whole segment for Black History Month. So I'm pretty sure. So that's one of the reasons why. And like you said, like you have all different types of people watching movies and stuff. So you should be able to reach each group. To be honest, especially the Black people.
Should Netflix keep the black section after?
Absolutely.
Can
Will
I
they?
piggyback?
Yes, Antoine.
So what he said, I'm glad he brought it up. Like streaming sites do like to have like a black section for February, and I remember when the Black Lives Matter thing had happened. They wanted all Black Lives Matter movies and stuff. But when you're speaking on diversity, we have many other different stories we can tell other than being slaves
Yes.
and being mistreated housewives and being gangsters and selling drugs, even though that's some people's reality, it's not our only reality. So when it comes to diversity as far as our culture, I would say that it's pretty bland. It's not too much going on with that. And I feel like the reason I feel like that is because when you have other other people from different places
Other
that come here,
cultures. Mhm.
other cultures. Like I would say, well, Africans that come here, they're black as well, but there's there's a difference between us, and I feel like not all of them, but I feel like definitely some that are straight from the motherland, they feel a certain way towards Black Americans because of what they see us depicted as on TV.
Yes,
So we
correct.
can come off to some of them, not all of them, as spoiled or gangsters or just bad. So when they come here and they start their families here or they bring their families here, the first generation African American child, they're more than likely going to be drilled in their head. Don't hang with Black people because they're nothing but gangsters and all that stuff. Hang with the white kids, hang with the Asian kids. They're smart, So those different type of depictions on film, they translate all around the world, and it
Yeah.
shows how other places and other cultures are being depicted. And that's just like for a long time, a lot of Black Americans just thought Africa was poor. Africa is one of the richest countries in the world, but you don't
Well, it's
really
a
see
continent,
houses.
though.
Continents. I'm sorry, you're right. You don't see the mansions and all of the all of that. You have to like actually probably know one or do the research yourself. On TV, you see little kids begging for money in huts and dirt, and oh, they don't have water, they don't have electricity, so they think all of Africa is like that. And I think
So
that's why diversity has to be like done better.
it's not
It's
even
still
just
like
diversity, to your point, right? To your point, it's not even just diversity. So what you've said is yes. So what we're seeing in movies, in film, and other media products makes us think one way about each other. It gives us the impression about cultures that we haven't had direct experience from, which is wrong and not appropriate. And then it's not even just that, but when we think about it, we then it creates sort of this animosity because we don't even know, like, what is it really that we're looking at, and is this the truth? And this is what this discussion is about, to try to help us find out, like, how do we get to the truth about who is who. What are Africans from the continent really look what are they like, and then what are we really like, and how do we bridge that gap, right? That's good. Very, very good point. Earlier we talked about also the representation of African Americans in film. Do we feel like it's good? Is it like right where it needs to be? We could have more, or could it be better? We talked about Disney earlier. Anthony, you were talking about Disney. How about that? About the princesses. Tell us more about that. Remember?
Oh, I had just said that I feel like representation definitely matters. Um, And I always, when this topic comes about, I always use like a Disney movie, for example, because Disney has been around for Walt Disney has been around since, I want to say, at least 1930s or something around
Oh
that
yeah,
era. I just know black and white Mickey Mouse Club was on TV. Like my mother
yeah,
wasn't even thought of when they first came around.
right.
So for us to have like the first black princess in, what was it, like 2009ish,
Or something.
2010,
Yeah,
it was, I don't even think it was that.
Princess and the Frog.
Or
Yeah,
I think it was a little later than that, if I'm not mistaken.
2020. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was a little later than that because I was a little older. So for us to have the first black princess basically in the 2000s is insane, considering you had Snow White, you had Cinderella, you had Ariel, even though she was a fish technically, but still, it was just,
The Mermaid.
you
Yeah, yeah.
know,
No, I get it. I get it. What took them so long? And why are they doing it now? Some we talked about black business and the black dollar. Maybe because they feel like now it's more popular and it's appropriate and more acceptive. Audiences will be more receptive because now that people know that there's a market for it, and black people will actually come to see it in droves. Now you have a lot of pandering, I guess is what you would call it. Organizations and film companies making the effort to sort of pander to the black audience. One of you said, I think it was Alge, who said that this they just want the black dollar. Is that what we think?
I truly believe so. Um, I think it's mostly to do with the black dollar and how much money it brings to the table. Um,
Right?
you consider it, a lot of times black people are often willing to spend more money on different things, that
Yeah.
I guess that'll appeal to the eye. So it's much, and at times a lot of people don't know it, but it's much more of a bigger demographic. And so
Right. 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 Look at
they
Black
try to
Panther.
cater
We
things
talked
that
about that.
they believe will, yeah. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like the Black Panther. You create a scenario. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
I really can't say too much about that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Everybody
but
loved it. It
at the
was one of the
timing of it,
top.
it was the timing of it. It was a perfect time to make the movie and capitalize off the dollar and what they could do with it. And they're about to make another one. So
Yeah. Yeah. Are we all going to go see it when it comes out?
Uh, Absolutely. To add on to what he said about the black dollar, I do feel that way, like especially in the media, because let's be real, black sells. Black problems sell. So with that being said, like for example, like me, that's my own personal opinion. Like with the Colin Kaepernick situation, he just got a special on Netflix. Like these problems he bringing to light. These problems have always been here, but I guess we have a black figure or a black person who can sell the money. So let's go ahead on and put them on a film. So our struggle really so like we're rich in so many ways besides money, in my opinion. But like,
Yes.
but I'm tired of saying us getting rich off our traumas. You feel me? Like I don't want
Yes.
to put on a black movie. I see Tay Tay sell drugs and then he hit a big sale and then he get out the hood. Like why we can't just instantly get that my man made it off the like come on, let's use Bowie for example, one of the richest counties in
Per
Maryland or in
capita.
the
Yes.
world.
Majority
You feel me?
county.
And
Yes.
it's mainly black people. Like some of my friends out Bowie, like I see their homes like, and this is a nice home. You feel me? But when you watch a black movie, the typical black person
They
come
grew
from
up
the
in the
slum.
hood. Yeah.
Like we got to do better than that, man.
Yes. 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 Raheem, you wanted to add in, weigh in?
Yeah, I disagree with him. I think that everybody just automatically assumes when it comes down to a color. Like, for example, you see what do you call that? Caucasian.
Mhm.
When you see a Caucasian person, you'll automatically think that they got all this money in the world. But you also can see and look on the streets where people would be homeless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's true.
So yeah, I just think that everybody just already just has this assumption upon one another, just based off of just
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so now we moved into this is very good, very enriching. I can't wait till we watch the replay. This is good. So Now we're moving into the fun part of the section. We talked about a lot of things, but now we want to talk about our favorite movie lines in segment 4. And so, do any of you have favorite famous lines from a movie that you remember and want to act out?
I don't know it word for word, but I will explain it a little bit. You remember when on Friday, on the movie Friday, the father was basically explaining you live to see another day or something like that. I forgot
Okay.
what word for word it is, but I
Okay.
think y'all all know what it is. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I think
And
so.
you live to see another day or something like that. I just
Okay.
like that. I think it just sticks with me. Like every time I look at that, and like when I look at it, I'll memorize it. But off the top of my head, I can't like really say. But I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with it because everybody done seen Friday Eyes.
Yes, good, good, good. All right, thank you, Raheem. Anybody else? Isaac.
All right, so I got a couple. So Loving Basketball, one of my favorite movies, you know. Off the rip, one of my favorite ones when he was like, and it was crazy. It went over my head when I was watching it younger, but when he was like, I think he said he was mad. He was like, I can't do this because he had to write an apology letter to the girl for pushing her. He said, I can't do this stuff, you know? And when he said it, I think the mother was like, oh my God, don't cuss her. And the father she told the father to correct him. And we thinking he about to tell him about that using the cuss word. But really, as a man, you feel me, you shouldn't use the word can't in your the word can't should be in your vocabulary because you can do anything you put your mind to. And in the second quote that I like was towards the end of the movie. Like it was cliche. Like this is why I probably love the movie. You feel me? Like I think he was playing a one-on-one. You feel like he was playing a one-on-one, and she was like something like, "Play me for your heart," and he just blew her straight out. So it just showed me like, bro was really like, like bro was really it was savage for that. Like and he loved this girl, but still blew Shorty straight out. Like, and it was just crazy because they found a way back. So it's like you had to duck on the girl and everything. Like you from it. It was crazy. Like that's one of my movies, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Can I just
Nah,
say, like, it is
funny.
it's so on brand for Isaac to like that part. It was so unnecessary. Like, if you already knew you were gonna give her a chance, why would you embarrass her and then turn around and let her feel defeat and then turn around and be like, we could go again? Like, what's wrong with you?
What he say? He said
He said
double
double
or
or
nothing.
nothing, right? Like,
Yes.
that's so cruel.
Definitely.
He knew what he wanted.
Yeah.
He knew what he wanted
Yeah.
to do. He wanted
But
to see if
his
it was worth
leg
it. What she could do.
even
Yeah. Good, good,
beat
good.
her
What,
with a jacked up leg.
yeah. So anybody else? What are your favorite lines? Favorite lines that you wanna tell us in a movie?
I would have to include. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Can you hear me well?
Yes.
I would have to say 2 lines. I always talk about Forrest Gump, so I give a different one real fast. I go with Training Day, when him and Hoyt was in the car, and he told him, he said, "This shit chess is not checkers." And to me, that
Okay.
resembles life for me. Like it's not checkers, it's always chess. You gotta stay a step ahead. You gotta know when to move forward, when to move backwards, when to stay still, when
Move to the side.
check,
Yes.
when to check me. So
Yes.
that was
Yes.
always a line
Yes.
that stuck out to me.
Okay.
And
Right.
Okay.
the other
And
one.
I thought you was finished. My fault.
No, go ahead. I throw the other one in.
All right, yeah. I was just basically trying to say the quote that I was trying to say earlier. It says you win some, you lose some, but you live to see another day, and that was the father's message to Ice Cube towards the end of the movie. When he fought Debo. Yeah. So
Nice.
I guess I think it's before. Usually before or after. I just know he whooped him at the end.
Okay. Good, good, good. Al-Jay, you were saying? That's good. Thank you, Raheem. That's
I give you
good.
guys my I know I told you. Me? You hear me well?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm gonna fix this connection issues. But my other line was from Forrest Gump, of course. I would say if you all remember when Bubba got on the bus and he couldn't find nobody would let him sit down. And, it happened to Forrest plenty of times in his life where he couldn't find a seat. So, when he got to Forrest was just like, all right, what's up? Sit down. And then, when Bubba introduced himself, and he was like, my given name is Benjamin Buford Blue. People call me Bubba. And then Forrest was like, well, my name is Forrest Gump. People call me Forrest.
Nice.
And then it was just, you feel me, like two different people from two walks of life ain't got no clue, but somehow they came together and they made fun out of it. Mm-hmm. And then I gotta get one more when Bubba was about to die, Forrest got shot, and all he could think of was, I gotta save Bubba. Like he can't. He had to get his man. So I always resonated with that because, like, my best friend, my brother, like, through all we was together. So yeah.
Nice. Anybody else want to add?
You love him some Forrest Gump, bro.
He said he did. He said it was his favorite.
That's my movie.
I was laughing. Y'all in stitches over here. Anybody else?
He knows everything word for word. Like, he can write a book about Forrest.
Congratulations.
I definitely feel you, bro. I feel you.
That's what's
I got one more from
You got it.
You never saw the Notorious?
Yeah.
The buddy was like, you can't change the world unless we change ourselves.
Yes.
I think that was a good one because it's like
yes.
you said,
Yes. So I have a couple. I have one from the movie Malcolm X. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us, right? Malcolm X talking in one of his famous speeches, and Denzel played him so well. And then I have one from the movie Famous from like years ago, quoted by Debbie Allen, who was Miss Grant, who was the dance teacher in Fame. And she said, you want fame? Well, fame costs. And right here is where you start paying in sweat. So I like that. And then, of course, the one from Oprah, not Oprah, but from The Color Purple. All my life, I had to fight my daddy. I had to fight my brothers, had to fight my cousins and my uncles. Girl child ain't safe in a family of men. But I never thought I'd have to fight in my own house. I loves Harpo. God knows I do, but I'll kill him dead before I let him beat me. Right. So good. So we're about out of time. We have about 3. Huh? What'd you say?
That reminds me of that scene from Django.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie Django, when he was when he came with the other guy on the horse, and Samuel was looked up. He was like, "Who is this?"
Right.
I gotta get that line, but
right. You can Google the lines if you know.
Different times and different movies.
Yeah, absolutely. So, are there any closing thoughts about film, media literacy, diversity? Any reason, any topic we didn't touch on? Why we love movies so much, and what do they mean to us? Any closing thoughts about why we love movies and film so much? Why they mean so much to us? What do they do for us? What role, what purpose do movies serve in our life? We got about 2 minutes left.
Yeah, just to really piggyback on what I was saying earlier, I feel like if it does, like, just to send messages, I think that films are, the initial purpose of a film is to get a message or something through media. So it's like, I just think that's really the most important part. And I think that since we're living in an age where everything we want to see is seen and not through a book or something like that, it is really important.
Nice. Thank you, Raheem. That's good. Anybody else want to add anything to that?
I know my favorite movie is comedy, but if you really watch the movie, like it's a couple parts in there that'll resonate with life. Like there was a scene where Forrest wasn't all there, like his elevator didn't rise to the top all the way. So it's kind of like in the one scene, like his mom said, like, you got to do the best with what God gave you, and he kind of knows at that point, like, all right, I may not have it all, but I'm gonna use what I got, And then it was like in the end when, at times Lieutenant Dan, he wanted to give up. But, in the end, he's like, Lieutenant Dan, he got his legs. Like,
there it is.
You see him, he had his legs. At the end, he walked in with his wife, Lieutenant Dan wanted to die at first, so
Yeah.
you gotta keep going. You gotta keep fighting. So
Powerful
that was
messages. Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
I have a message from Hangover.
Yes.
Drink responsibly. That's the only thing I got from Hangover. Drink responsibly, and have you some friends that's going to look for you when you go missing. Because a lot of people don't look for you. So that's the only message I got from that comedy.
Good. Nice.
It's like
Nice.
my mother always says with that one, share your location with at least one person, no matter where you go.
Yep.
Don't be ashamed to share your location with at least one person.
Yep. Facts. Other closing thoughts. This has been great, you guys. This is good. Thank you for joining us. We'll be coming back next week. I think our next discussion will be on television. I think television, videos, and streaming services. So we'll come back and talk about that next week on a podcast, this same location next week at 2 p.m. And so thank all of you for your time and participation. We're going to end here. And again, you all have a good weekend, and we'll see you back next week on Monday. Take care.